What's going on, y'all? It's boy Captain Kickback. And if y'all can't tell by the sound of my voice, I'm making this video done fucking early. Like, I haven't made a video all week. So I'm like, you know what? Today's Saturday, it's the weekend. I gotta make sign and upload for y'all. So today, we're gonna talk about some of the dumbest reasons motherfuckers got fired from their job. FYI, I'm getting this list off of Reddit, Wikipedia, and just overall stories that I heard. So here we go. Just some dumbass reasons why motherfuckers got fired from their job. But this be rock. So we gonna start this first one off with a Reddit user. I think it's her. Her name is She Rocket. Yeah, She Rocket, She Rocket, She Rocket. She says, I got fired from my job in a fast food restaurant for letting a customer know that the sandwich patty fell on the floor. I'm curious, where was you working at? That they fired you for telling? Like, hold on, wait. Oh, so apparently she watched one of her coworkers like drop a nigga sandwich, like his burger patty, on the ground, and pick that shit back up and put it on the bun. And apparently the bosses, the customer complained as customers do, and the dude got fired, but she got fired because apparently that was like some regular shit for that company. Like, that's nasty. I'm kind of glad you told them all. I mean, it's fucked up you got fired, but anyway, on to the next one. Before this next one, it's early in the morning on a Saturday. It's time for a wake and bake. Some of y'all might see the split from out there. Nah, this is one of those, nigga got paid Fridays. Like, nigga, while this fat, you actually see some bills in there type shit. And I think I feel a backwood kind of morning, so hold on. Now, before I spark this backwood, I'm going to tell you another story I heard recently. So, I work for a dog walking company. I'm an independent contractor, which means these niggas can't tell me shit. And recently somebody got fired because he decided it would have been a smart idea to smoke weed in the client's house. Now, I know I smoke like a motherfucker. I got 2 blunts, a backwood, and some papers. I ain't never gonna smoke weed in the client house. Me personally, if I was the boss, I would have fired your dumb ass too. You wanna walk up in my client's house smoking weed and you did overnights with the client's house? Nah, B. Hold on. Now, y'all know backwoods. If y'all don't know backwoods, they pretty good for smoking some good dope. You don't use these lighters. You don't use Bics for backwoods. You use torches for backwoods. Okay? You gotta make sure that motherfucker is. Yeah, you see that? You see that right there? Get that good burn. Right? As we're talking about this good burn, we got another person over here from Reddit. He says, I got fired. Hold on. There's like 3 stories where honestly I feel like these people shouldn't have got fired. Because this next one says, I got fired because I caught my bosses doing drugs in the company basement, reported it because we have a no drug policy in the building, and got fired by my boss's boss. But wait, hold on. Did your boss's boss know that nigga did drugs? That's why he fired him? Or he just thought you was a snitch, he fired you? Fuck it. The next story we got over here is, I got fired from Denny's for quote unquote, and they put this shit in quote unquote, hitting a child with my notepad. The notepad is the notepad we use to take customers' orders and write it down. But apparently, as I was walking away from the table, my hand accidentally tapped the child, and the child claimed I forcibly hit him. First things first, don't lay your hands on nobody else's kids. Second thing is, if it was an accident, I believe, your bosses should have did a little bit of investigation and to make sure this was an accident and tell you that that accident shouldn't happen again. Real shit. I'm surprised I didn't get fired from this job there. I lost a customer's keys and I left 2 doors unlocked, according to what they say. And that's I gotta find one funny for y'all. Hold on. Okay, this one says I got fired from my job as a real estate agent for refusing to sell a house that is apparently haunted. The property is known for having supernatural events happen inside the walls. Every person that has ever moved in has moved out within a month, within a month time, and has refused to return to the property. Former tenants complain that at night you will hear scratches on the wall, banging on the door, and you hear a weird voice telling you to come to the kitchen. Thank you for being fired. That house sounds awesome as shit. Give me a second. Some of the haunted house. I want to live in a haunted house, no funny shit. Tell all them ghosts like, wow, boy, these are GT man living in there, so. Yeah, I got ghosts, but I got zombie. That's funny though. I know I'm not laughing. It's literally because it's early as shit in the morning. I kid you not, so like 9 o'clock on a Saturday. 95% of y'all motherfuckers that watch my videos faithfully, shout out to y'all, but y'all probably still asleep at the time of this recording. But wait, back to the whole drug use shit. I remember I used to work at a restaurant called Dirty French. I'm not gonna say exactly where it is. I do no free promotion. But I reported the boss was doing cocaine in the deep freezer. Next day I came to work and they fired my ass for snitching. Once again, a company that had a no drug-free policy because you let your staff snort blow like, you smoking bud, I ain't gonna snitch on you. You sniffing coke, I'ma snitch on you, okay? Now I don't care if you tell the bosses, oh, this nigga smoke weed, so what? You can be a high-functioning pothead. You can't be a high-functioning crackhead. You can be a crackhead that's highly functioning on crack, but you can't be a high-functioning crackhead. Those words don't go together in a sentence. I ain't gonna put that out there now. This next Reddit user, I ain't even gonna bother saying your name, so waste the time. This next Reddit user right here says, I deliberately did everything I could within the first 6 months of me working for this company to get fired because I did not like my position. After receiving a promotion for a position that I was not trained for, the bosses decided to take it upon themselves and fire me 3 weeks after the promotion. After 6 months of me trying, turns out in order for me to get fired from this company was to get promoted, fuck up once, and that's it. You were trying to get fired? That's interesting. Why would you try to get... I mean, I used to work somewhere where I tried to get fired too, and they didn't fire me for none of the shit that I did, but they did wind up firing me for some shit that I completely had no clue even happened. So, I get what you're saying. If some of y'all are wondering, is that a pink torch? Yes, it is a pink torch. But that's interesting as shit. It's interesting as shit. Like, you try your first 6 months to get fired because you didn't like the job. You got a promotion, and then you get fired. I mean, at least you got fired with a pay raise. Like, that's what I can really think of. This next one is actually one of my bros. You gotta see him in the videos before. I believe he's in the last one. Shout out to the boy Nelly Mag Gang. He actually got fired from his previous job at Buffalo Wild Wings because apparently his register came up short, right? Now here's the shit, right? None of my friends steal from their jobs, okay? If you're working in a restaurant, yeah, you know, restaurant comes free food. Cool. But you a cashier. He claims his jaw came up short twice, and apparently that's what they chose to fire him for. They didn't investigate this shit, right? They just knew his register came up short, so he had to go. Apparently they thought he was stealing or some shit, but I can tell you for a damn sure fact, This man was not stealing. Yeah, Brody, I got your back. I hope you stick around to 10 minutes into this video to know. I think you kind of got fucked up. You know, got fired wrongfully from Buffalo Wild Wings. But you know what? Fuck Buffalo Wild Wings. Speaking of weird ass jobs, I used to work at Ripley's, believe it or not, in Times Square, and I actually got fired because like there was mad write-ups against me, and literally a couple days before, like the weekend before, I had reported that one of the higher ups had accused me of selling marijuana. Mind you, I didn't sell weed on the job. I used to smoke weed and come to the job. But I got fired because apparently I was selling weed in the building and they had proof. When I asked them for proof, they tried to say a customer complained about me. That's why I got fired. When I also asked them for proof, they told me, oh, it's not in my place to ask for proof or why I'm being fired. When I asked them for the customer's, snitch list, they said, oh, the customer asked to remain confidential. My ass, y'all motherfuckers ain't like me. Shout out to any of my former co-workers at Ripley's, believe it or not, that still work at Ripley's. I would say shout out to my old supervisor, but you was a fat bitch that ain't do shit besides suck dick until you got to the top. Yeah, I said it. I think I got one more story for y'all, and then I'm gonna get this one off of. I'm just gonna Google some random ass story. Okay, hold on. Okay, so this next story comes from a website called Offbeat, and here it is. Okay, so this story right here is actually a story that I heard on another YouTube page. The YouTube page is called Most Amazing, Top 10 Most Amazing, and it goes like this. So there was a Japanese gentleman that was in charge of making this, issuing the value of a stock. For y'all that don't know what stocks are, you too young for this shit. But he was basically in charge of setting the price of the stock for his company. And instead of him setting the price at 1 million yen, he wound up putting instead of him setting he wound up putting the decimal in the wrong spot. And he wound up making this shit only like 10 yen, which I don't know how much 10 yen is in an American, but I feel like it's just like, it was around about 10, 15, $12. So the entire company sold $1 trillion. Oh, no, I got the story mixed up. So apparently he got the how much the stock was worth and how much his company was selling it for. He fucked up that number, which meant the company had mad stocks, like they had 1 trillion stocks, but that's what it said on paper, but that's not what really happened. So he fucked that up, and the company was basically forced to sell stocks that they didn't have. Now don't get me wrong, stock market is a good way to, wheel it, deal, lose, and get your money back. But if you put a decimal in the wrong spot and depreciate, it makes something that's worth more, worth less, I'd fire you too, because you fuck with niggas' money. Now the company was forced to go bankrupt, pay out all these settlements and shit like that, or because this dumbass put the decimal in the wrong point. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's wrap up this dumbass shit. For whatever reason you may be getting fired from your job, I hope this little short skit that you know that there's dumber motherfuckers out there that got fired for way stupider reasons. This is your boy Captain K-Mac. As y'all know, kicking back this weekend. If you like this, hit the like button. If you know some people who might like this, put them on. Share me on YouTube, Facebook. I need the promotion. But other than that, stay up, stay blessed, never stressed, and just enjoy y'all weekend. Peace.